Okay, welcome. Ow. Back. Oh, the hour of departure is at hand. Those of us remaining here shall accompany you part of the way. I, for one, would like to see the dome firsthand. We set forth as soon as everyone is ready. I will inform Woklamot that... There you all are. Lamati. We were just planning to call on you. Are you ready to leave? I am, seeing the people come together as one, knowing they haven't given up. It was all the encouragement I could ask for. Right then, let's get going. We leave from the Dawntrail Sky Gate. Of course. Everyone's here? Good. This is it, my friends. We go to strike down Zoralja and secure peace for Toriel. We'll be passing through Shaloni, where there have been reports of enemy movement, so stay sharp. Landsguard had told me about them. They emerged from the dome in quick succession and took to looming overhead. Display of force like the vessels in Tirolo. Indeed, and while they haven't taken any aggressive actions, I want to see how things are in the area before moving on. We'll be passing a few settlements on the way to Sharon Station. Is the perfect opportunity to look around. In that case, Simon and I know a few locals who can help. Then let's dive into two groups. Aaronville, Alizé, and Zedman will come with me to inquiry with the locals. Meanwhile, the rest of you can go and inspect the dome. Understood. Once everyone has finished, let us reconvene at Sharoni Station. Alphino, weren't you going to stay in the city? We can start with Sweet. There where the Dusk Watch is based, if I remember correctly. You do. The Sheriff, Kimika, should be able to tell us a few things. Oh, it's you two, and I'll be Val Woklamont as well. You're Sheriff of the Dust Watch, yes? What's the situation here in Hatsui? Well, the enemy hasn't tried to pick a fight with us yet. The ships gave us a shock when they first appeared, but they've just been floating there holding position. That said, I've received some unsettling reports from elsewhere. We've been investigating to the extent we can, but we spread thin and haven't looked in on springs yet. Apparently, mechanical soldiers were seen in the vicinity. What? If this is true, then the people there are in danger. I worry about the other township as well. If the rest of you could head to the springs, I'll pay a visit to Matawatasao. I'll accompany Aaronville. See you all in a while. Sorry that I am going to be doing my other stuff by myself, like the Pictomancer and the Viper questline by myself. It's not that I don't want to record them, it's just that I know that I'm terrible at that type of thing. It would probably be best if I get to level 100 with them, and then do the other things. Good day to you, traveler. You look like you're no stranger to danger. If so, I got a job for you. Lately, we've been inundated with flying Bapotos. Don't let the name fool you. They're nasty little critters. We laid out some repellent a while back, but the effects seem to be wearing off. Ever since that enormous dome appeared, we've had all kinds of trouble to deal with, and I just can't find the time to lay down any repellent. That must be why those darn Papotos have been showing up in droves. At this rate, the whole place will be overrun. I'll go out there and spread the repellent myself. But they'll make a meal of me lickety-split. Reckon you'll could take care of it for me. The repellent doesn't take effect right away, so any floating propellers already there probably need calling the old-fashioned way. If you could take care of that too, you'd be doing us all a huge favor. Excuse me, sir. I don't mean to be presumptuous, but you're one of those adventurous travelers I've heard so much about, aren't you? I'm looking for help procuring tuna. It's well loved by connoisseurs of fruit, but what I require is no ordinary tuna. No, the fruit I'm after comes from a particular fruitful tender. I'd normally be happy to go out and hunt for it myself. There's as big as a house, and I'd be stomped into the ground or impaled before I could even get close. If you only take this powder and sprinkle it about in the field to the north of town. One of the bastards is sure to show up before long. Oh, we can get a ring. The number's up. They should be here by now. So you wouldn't happen to be on your way to what do you? I've been charged with overseeing inspections of goods passing through to Dawntrail. According to our list, we have 2 merchants who have yet to claim their wares. Considering the present state of Dawntrail, not to mention the sheer volume of goods they're meant to transport, we offered them numbered vouchers and directed the pair to a saloon and to wait while we carry out inspections. I'd be most grateful if you could speak with the saloon keeper and find these merchants. After I get done with the main story, I'll be probably working on the other things. Merchants waiting for inspection. Yes, I know who you mean. One is a younger fellow with long red hair. You'll find him upstairs, hopefully not too deep in his cups. The other is a broad gentleman in green. Said something about seeking inspiration and went out back. Join me if you want, but this cup's mine. Inspection, I guess I overdid it with the food and mezcal. That was awful kind of them sending you here, though I'm suddenly glad I paid the toll in advance. Well, I had better be off. Can I help you with something? Oh, is it already time? I was distracted by these crops. I trade mostly in a pretender, you see, but I've been considering how best to expand my selection of wares. You're not like to might profit off else tilling such arid soil, or so I thought. These crops caught my eye, and I had to come take a closer look. It seems I've yet more to learn about farming here in the wilds. Next time I'm in town, I'll need to have a word with whoever planted these. But for now, I should be heading back to the checkpoint. Considering safe to sprinkle on crops despite being an anathema to airborne tubers. Blend of disclosed under undisclosed ingredients designed to lure a police out of hiding. Plum juicy tuna, taken from a gargantuan notebook tender. There you are. Any luck with the notebook tender? You actually did it. I've never seen such a juicy tuna. They're said to promote good health, you know. My parents would give them to me on special occasions when I was a kid, as it believed they help fortify the child's constitution. In fact, I've heard the she tuna crushed up the stalks to use for weaning. As for why I hope to procure this rare treat, it's really my daughter's name day, and I thought this might cheer her up considering all that happened recently. I don't have much, but please take this. You've more than earned it. All done. That ought to keep them away for a while at least. You see, until we figured out how to make a repellent out of bitter-smelling juices, those popotos would wreak havoc on our crops, eat our ornix heck. They even tried to take a bite out of me. More than one of the residents. Tried asking the Dust Watch to come deal with them, but they didn't want to get involved in culling wild tubers. Setting up a perimeter fence was another option, but we were short on people and building materials. That's why we come up with the repellent. Anyway, I don't need to be chewing your ear off about all that. You've done us a good turn, and I won't soon forget it. It's been so long since I've seen a normal cactuar. The merchants passed through to Dawntrail not long ago. Of course, I'll be a while yet before they reach the other side of Sorgor the Boundless. It was originally built the Yokai, you know, the sole bridge connecting Dawntrail and Dawntrail. Travelers such as yourself are free to cross as you please, so long as you carry a permit. It's when they mean to cross encumbered with wagons upon wagons of goods and supplies that they become complicated. Too many at once, and soon no one is able to cross at all. Our present solution is to impose a tax, tax with the size of their cargo. And because of the time required to inspect said cargo, we occasionally send them to Hatsue to wait. Given the present state of Dawntrail after the attack, I'm afraid they've been made to wait for far longer than usual. Sending travelers such as yourself to call them back here is the least we can do for putting them through the hassle. Speaking of which, here's for your troubles. Ooh, I do like how that ring looks. At least in this small little picture. Yeah, now we're just missing one ring, and then we'll have a full set. And all clear this way. The Mechano soldiers don't seem to be in the area. So we should talk to the locals. Let's each make rounds and see what we can learn. Oh, you're the ones who helped us the other day. Walika and the others are out investigating. They confirmed that Nitowikiwi is safe. It was after the train had begun its journey back here that the dome appeared. So those who were riding the train then are fine, but we don't know what's become of those who disembarked in Yoshiyula. What a mess, and just after we finished fixing the tracks. Shows no signs of life. It appears to have run through with a pole arm. When the soldiers first showed up, I thought it was done for. If I hadn't managed to toss one of these barrels at them, I'm not sure I'd be here right now. So it was probably a Stydian then. So when you came, as you can see, we're doing all right. After those ships appeared in the sky, soldiers clad in white showed up and surrounded the town. But to our surprise and relief, a traveler came along and dealt with them all in a flash. I'll never forget the way he soared through the air, spear in hand. Shame I never had the chance to ask his name. We're all safe thanks to him, but I can't say the same for those in Yoshiyula. We haven't heard from anyone there. I hope Namik is well. You heard about the spearman as well? That couldn't be anyone else. Is this someone spreading more gossip about me? Talk of how I saved the town travels fast. That's not to discount the help of my friend here, of course. We gave those machines a real beating. I thought you'd come sooner or later. Do you know what's happening? So you were indeed the one keeping the people safe. Thank you. Think nothing of it. The automata aren't particularly strong. But are the rumors true? Galul Jaja is slain? I'm afraid so. Soralja used some dirty trick to get the better of him. We'll make him pay for what he's done. Mark my words. We're going to help her, I assume. And see, with your contingent, you won't lack for strength, in that which case I will remain in Trelawney and keep an eye on things. That helps us more than you know. I'll send word to my brother before we set off. If you find yourself in trouble, don't hesitate to contact Koana. Koana, brother? Wait, you're the Vow of Resolve. I am, and you're Zekawa, right? I'll be counting on you to keep everyone here safe. Absolutely. If more of them hollow men show up, I'll send them packing. I'm the fastest gun in Trelawney. After all, Sedman can attest to that. Glad to hear it. We leave Trelawney in your capable hands. Let's get patrolling right away then. Stay safe out there and don't do anything reckless. Wasted words. Just do what comes naturally. Right then, it's time we headed to the station and join the others. More people to help. You're not from Terrell, are you? I have a feeling your worldly experience will come in handy. As you may have noticed, we produce a lot of ceruleum here. But did you know that the resin that comes as a byproduct can be used to make carbon fiber? From what I hear, outfits woven from the stuff are all the rage over in Ilzabard. Hoping to keep up with the latest trends, we made some of this fiber ourselves and even made a set of work clothes from it. I was hoping you could act as a model. Once you're all dressed, I'll like you to get the opinion of the Pelo cloth merchant down at the station. I'll find out if there's money to be made from such a design. Let me know when you're ready. Alright then, let's get you dressed. Bear in mind, it's something of a prototype, so don't worry if it looks a little rough around the edges. Feels like something I've worn already. I think this was gatherer clothing at one point. Can I help you? Carbon fiber clothing, you say, originally developed by the Garleans, as I understand. And your garb is made from the same material. I see. It certainly looks very appealing, but there are more important factors to consider, namely durability and flexibility. Be so kind as to dance for me. Yes, you heard correctly. Dance. I mere wish to see your fabric in motion. Very good. Robust enough to withstand such vigorous flailing, yet significantly flexible to maximize ease of movement. There was, however, one glaring flaw. The clothes appears to be substantially fraying, which could cause irritation upon coming into contact with the skin. Even so, I imagine this material has its uses, provided such use are carefully selected. Should it become possible to mass produce the fiber, there is a high chance of similar wares turning a profit. Please pass on my regards to the designer and tell them I would be willing to discuss this venture further. And how did it go? But first things first, I'll be taking back the clothes samples, if it's all the same to you. mentioned mass production, did he? As things stand, we have to make each item by hand, which is not only inefficient, but it means we need to charge a higher price. We'll need to look into simplifying the process. Come to think of it, we've already rely on machines for all kinds of things, so why not this too? Of course, that would require a huge investment, but you have to spend money to make money, just like the railroad company did. Maybe we could take a leaf out of their book. I wonder if they'll be willing to invest in our enterprise. No harm in asking, I suppose. Oh, and thank you for your help, by the way. With that, we have a full set. Let's see if this one's a quest chain. Probably is. Yep. Oh. Well, look at you. Bold as brass and twice as tough, I'd wager. Maybe you could help me out, as I moved here a few years ago to get into the cerulean business, but before that I worked as a miner over in Tuanui. Back then I had me a favorite pickaxe with a Yachina engraved into it. I figured I had no more use for it, so I left it behind, but with all the recent turmoil I found myself pining for it as a reminder of a time when life was simpler. I'll go back and get it myself if the place wasn't swarming with cutthroats, and that's where you come in. You look like you could hold your own, or at least manage to sneak in and grab the pickaxe before any of them notice you. Think you could give it a try? Let me grab the other one before I go for that. Say there, traveler, did you come here from Eorzea by any chance? Just as I thought, if it's not too much to ask, I could use your help. Truth is, I'm about to go pay my respects to my friend's grave, and I think he'd appreciate having someone from Eorzea giving a little prayer. It's not forever mere in a little cemetery on the outskirts of town. I'll wait for you there. I promise I won't keep you long. Glad you couldn't make it. Truly, this here grave is the resting place of kinds of old folk. Those born and raised nearby are buried alongside those that came from far and wide. You see, my friend was a sailor from Eorzea. Well, to be more precise, he was a ship's engineer, and he came here to teach people how to operate a whole host of machinery. But even with proper training, it's a dangerous line of work, and he was killed in an accident. As you can imagine, we don't get a lot of folk from Eorzea here, and it would mean the world to me if someone from his homeland could offer him a prayer. What do you say? So that's the way Eorzeans honor their dead. Simple but beautiful. To tell the truth, I wanted to see it firsthand to learn how you do it. To do it myself. That's part of the reason I wanted to bring you here. I'm very grateful for you sharing this custom with me. From now on, whenever I come to offer him my prayers, I will remember what you have shown me. have anything engraved into it besides the usual scratch one might expect. Other features of engraving, it depicts some sort of metal tinder. This is not the pickaxe you're looking for. Just grab all the pickaxes. They'll find a place somewhere. Yep, this is the one we need. Any luck finding my pickaxe? Bears engraving of a mighty, correct, wing spread, though the multitude of scratches wrought through wear and tear obscure the image somewhat. Well, I'll be damned, that's it. Of course, now that mine is a thing of the past, I didn't think I'll ever need this thing again, but when I realized there might be a way to use the skills I learned as a miner in this cerulean industry. And if I ever have a chance to swing a pickaxe in the future, there's none I'd rather turn to than my old favorite. Thanks for sticking your neck out and bringing it back to me. It's like a boomerang, this pickaxe. You throw it, and it just comes right back, directly into your head. Hey you traveler, you come here down to Dawntrail, right? Happen to see a woman on the road, maybe nursing a limp or sore head, or some such. That's fine, huh? I work here at the refinery, and it seems I now have a problem. It's a friend of mine, Koyomin. She set out to Dawntrail not long back, but only her, Ronik returned, pulling an empty wagon. Was thinking the animals just got spooked or something, sent Koyomin sprawling into the dust and hightailed it back here. But if you didn't see her, say you couldn't go and take another look. Could you? I'd go myself, but I'm too hands down as it is. Thanks, friend. She was taking a cargo of ceruleum to the trailhead. You know the way, right? Just take the road southeast from town. She'll be somewhere along it. If you find her, tell her to get her hide back here as quick as she can. We've got work to do. She might be dead. Finally, you don't know how good it is to see a friendly face. What's been sent you? Gods, he's going to dock my pay, isn't he? Well, at least the Ronique in the wagon made it back. A good thing it all happened after I dropped off the ceruleum too. Don't want to think how much the company would charge me if I lost the load. Maybe that's what the beast was after. Oh, I didn't tell you about the beast, did I? I was just out from the trail, and when it sprung upon us out of nowhere, naturally my Ronic bolted. I managed to hold on this far, but I eventually lost my grip and took a dirt bath. Still, I could have been much worse. At least I didn't break anything. And it was you who found me, not the beast. Speaking of, you didn't see it on your way down, did you? A horrible blue blobby thing? Yeah, I see it. Just like that. Oh god, it's the beast. It found me. It was a lot more aggressive, drawn by the trailhead. I swear, why isn't it attacking? I guess it took one look at you and lost its appetite. Thanks, partner. I live here my whole life and never thought of seeing anything like that blue blob before. Others have I heard about them from my fellow trappers. Like ceruleum with skin, they said, started showing their ugly faces a few years back, prowling around by the wells. They reported it to the farmhand, but they weren't interested. The way they consider it, so long as we've still got all our limbs attached to blobs, aren't a threat. They damn well better change their minds about them now. If it's not enough that one of their best employees could have been killed, they could have lost a wagon load of ceruleum. Say, Zeman, would you come back to the company office with me? They can't wave it away so easily if the both of us are telling the same story. Thank you kindly. Come on then, let's head on back to the springs. Home at last. For a moment there, I didn't think I ever see the old place again. And I can tell you right now, I'm not taking another wagon out until the company tells me exactly what they're going to do to protect their precious employees from those rotten blobs. Are you with me? Viva la revolution! Alright, so here's the plan. We go to the foreman, my foreman, Winslow P, and the one who sent you to look for me. We tell him everything we know about the blue blob, how it ambushed my wagon and tried darnest to get me in its gullet, and how the mere sight of the formidable warrior like you sent it running for the hills. We got the ear of the overseer, you see. So long as we can convince him, the company's sure to do something. Sign us an escort at least. I'll head over to the office and drag one from his desk. Come and join us as soon as you can. It's actually a living ball of paint. It just wants more blue. Anything blue. Traveler, thank you for finding Kona and bringing her back safe. She said you and her had something you wanted to talk to me about. That's right. I was on my way back from the trail head when I was sent upon by a thrice damned demon. If it hadn't been for Zeman here, it'd be drooling in the devil's jelly, drowning in that devilish jelly's belly right now. And you say Zeman saw this blue blob too? He did, and he's not the only one. Plenty of other trappers have seen them. Tappers, not trappers. Too, prowling around by the wells and the wagons. Even some of the engineers serving the rigs. You see the connection, don't you? They're nosing around anything and anyone that smells of ceruleum. Maybe they're attracted to it. Maybe that's why they were attracted to me. Maybe if they are, and they're aggressive like you say, then they're a threat to our workers we can't ignore. Still, there's something about all this that doesn't hold water. I've heard of these things too, of the blue blobs. Keeping track of the sightings, even made a map of them. And do you know what I found? Most of the sightings have been around a station, not a single one near the Maw of Santasia. You know the Maw, right? The pits of ceruleum near the rigs? The ones that are always catching light? In the sunlight that sets them off, you know they burn themselves out occasionally. But the next clear day that comes around, they are all aflame again. What I'm saying is the whole place stinks of ceruleum, so how come there never been sighted there, even when with all the wagons taking the trail straight through it? And how come the one that followed you there took off as soon as it drew near? That's what I was thinking. Thought it might be the fire, but they don't seem to mind it around the rigs. No, there's got to be something else. Come on, I want you to look into this. Go back to the mall and see if you can figure out what might be keeping them away. You grew up around these parts, right? Perhaps the folks in your old stomping grounds might know something we don't, and be more inclined to share it with one of their own than with an outsider. I'll handle all your porting duties till you get back. You know that the overseers like keep his purse strings tight unless we can prove there's things really are attracted to ceruleum, and the attack on you wasn't just a freak coincidence. He'll never going to stump up the guild to guard every convoy. Understood. I'll get you all the proof you need, I promise. Would you mind going with her? Don't worry, I'm not my boss. I can spare you an escort fee. The blobs might not like the Maw very much, but they seem to have taken a liking to her. Thank you kindly, and take care out there. Come on then, Zeman, back to the Maw. I don't know. Do you know? I think this is the closest I've ever been to one of these pits. My Grammy always told me never to go near the Maw. She said that if I burned myself to a crisp, I only have myself to blame. But duty calls, I'll have a look around this pit, and you take the one across the way. It's just under the rig. As for what we're looking for, well, I suppose we'll know when we find it. Find a pale, softly glowing crystal at the bottom of the cerulean pit. Trying to share your findings. A crystal, you say, at the bottom of the pool? I found one too. Stubbed my toe on the wretched thing. Guess my Grammy was right. Jumping into the maw is dangerous. I thought it was just a rock, I'll bet a funny colored one. Don't think I've ever seen a stone as white as this before. Not around these parts anyway, and certainly not two of them. It's almost as if they've been put here deliberately. Here, you don't think these crystals might be what's keeping the blue blobs away, do you? Find out its aura site. Looks like these stones are the only clue we have to go on. Let's go and ask my Grammy if she knows anything about them. As is her name, it lives in the Lamanahuesa, the village where I grew up. It's just on the other side of the boot. Come on. This isn't actually my grandmother, you know. She's one of the village elders who took her duties more seriously than most. She's always out and about keeping an eye on everyone, whether they like it or not. Just split up and try to find her. You take the right side of the main street, I'll take the left. Old Ma Nezitzi? Sure, I've seen her, and not long since. One of the village kids are playing around in the fields, and she didn't take too kindly to it. Chased him up the street there, saying she was going to give him the hiding of his life for damaging the crops. Sorry, my ears are still ringing from the chewing out Grammy gave me. I thought I could outrun her, but she was too fast. If you're looking for her, she said she had to call on one of the ladies in the village. Only thing stopping her dragging me home by my hair. The lady's sister lives just up the hill there. She'll be able to show you which house it is. Looking for an Azitzi. She went to see my sister. She's with child. You see, Grammy made a charmed for a safe birth and wanted to give it to her in person. The house is just back around the corner under the boots. Who are you? What do you want? Oh, you found her. Excellent work, Zedman. Friends of Kwame's are you? And I see she's got you running errands for her as usual. Whatever you want, make it quick. I've got places to be. We wanted to ask you about these stones. We found them in the maw of Sus. I thought you might know something about them here. fool of a girl. It's one of the warding stones that keeps the beast from coming back, and you picked it out and brought it here. Are you reckless or just plain stupid? I didn't mean anything by it. I just wanted to know what it was. Then shut your mouth and open your ears while I tell you the tale of the blue beast. Time was it stalked these lands, a demon of burning blue flame that would rise from the maw on moonless nights to wreak fiery death across all Shalani. Only when its thirst for destruction was finally sated would it fade to nothing. But its evil spirit lived on, welling up from the underworld and taking the shape of its minions, the devil's droplets, that would throw themselves into the fiery pit to summon up their master once more. Our ancestors knew that whatever those thrice damned things appeared, it was only a matter of time before the blue beast rose again, until a young miner from the village made a discovery that would change our fate forever. He placed a strange pale ore in Yokawa Canyon that seemed to drive the droplets away. A stone in each pit. That was the last we ever saw of the beast. That was the last we ever would see of it. But then you decided to get it into your stupid head to go paddling about in the pondo of hellfire and run away with the only thing that was keeping us safe. You go put these stones back there. You find them this instant, and I'll think about sparing you the lash. Guys, my poor heart, if there was so important, she could have told me about them before. Well, better late than never, I suppose. After hearing all that, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Right, assuming that the devil's droplets she mentioned are the blue blobs, by another name, we can use these stones, to ward them off. They only started seeing the blue blobs a few years back, right around when the ceruleum drilling business took off. Maybe that's what summoned them from up from underground, the sound of the drills stirring their master from his slumber. They need to throw themselves into brewing ceruleum to summon their master, but with the stones keeping them away from the maw, they're searching for it elsewhere. That explains why we've seen them around the wells and the plant. They're following the scent of ceruleum, like we thought, and as soon as they find a blue flame, like the flare stacks on top of the rigs or the tools of the engineers serving the processing plant, they'll summon up their evil master once more. We need to get these stones back in the pits and fast. Right, first things first. We need to get these crystals back into the maw as quick as we can. Right now, there's nothing stopping the blobs from jumping into those pits and bringing back their master. I'm such a fool. Grammy always told me I have to be stupid to go anywhere near the maw of Santasha, and she was right. If anyone gets hurt, it'll be all my fault. We have to hurry. Zemin, we came back just in time. I found it being attacked by 3 of those things. But they ran off as soon as I arrived. It must have been the stone in my pocket. They're getting bolder, Zemin. We need to do away with them before they can hurt anyone else. You go after them, I'll get back to the springs. Maybe we should drop the rocks back in the water first. The only option I have is fire. This is probably not going to end well. You got them? Oh, thank you, Zedman. Yes, thank you, both of you. You saved my life. I was done with deliveries, so I thought I would take a look around the mall myself, see if I could find what was keeping the blobs away. Turned out the answer was nothing. I fought them off as best as I could, but it was 3 against 1. It wasn't for you, I'd be a dead man. You're wrong. The only reason they attacked you is because of us, because of me. So that's how it is. Old stones and old magic. Yes, the stones are the only things keeping them from the pits. I'm sorry. You weren't to know, but now we do. The question is, what are we going to do about it? We know that blobs are attracted to burning ceruleum, and we know they're dangerous. We also know that they won't go anywhere near the kind of stones you and Simon found in the pits. That, to me, adds up to a plan, providing we can get our hands on more of them. Grammy said the stones were mined from Yoqua Canyon. If there are any more in there, we can dig them out and place them around town as a barrier to the blobs. Alright, you head down to the canyon and see what you can find. I'll keep covering your deliveries till you get back. Luck be with you. Next stop, the canyon. If we can find a seam of this stuff, we can finally keep our people safe. Speaking of, I hope you don't mind coming with me again. I'm a tapper, not a fighter, and there's a lot of open desert between here and there. I'm going to quickly pause here, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. Let me just make sure the recording unpaused. Yep. Oh, there you are. Are you ready to go? Okumu Canyons to the south of town. There, let's remember, we're looking for more than that stone we found in the cerulean pits, understood? Alright, let's head out. reason why I paused, and that's because my stomach was killing me. The warding stones were a lot paler and more crystallized than the rest of the rock around here. Let's split up again and give me a shout if you find anything. That looks like the stuff we found in the pits. Hi there, Pandora. I know you're trying to comfort your daddy because you don't feel good. The sandstone wall is made of layers of 100 hues, red, ochre, and gold. The last known is quite the same shade as the warding stone. Interesting shape, stone among the pile catches your attention, but alas, there's nothing pale nor shiny among it. You pull one of the bone from the sand, and a chunk breaks off. A surprisingly heavy, surprisingly crystalline chunk, who resembles the stone you found in the mobs. It is unmistakable. Oh yes, I've looked and looked, but all I can see is sand. Well, and sandstone. Did you have any better luck? Great stone formed from the fossilized remains of a great beast. Is it the same stuff as the warding stone? Where did you find it? A bone, you say? I remember my grandma telling me about something like that. She said that when an animal dies in the desert and its bones are swallowed by the sands, they take on the aspect of the earth below, gradually turning to stone. But if it's a great beast, a powerful beast, it's the earth that takes on the animal's aspect instead. The sand around it becomes imbued with its ether. That must be why the blue blobs stay away from the maw of Circe. They can sense the beast whose bones they once were, and they are afraid of it. What if we want to keep all of our operations safe? We're going to need a lot more stone like this, and that's going to take a lot of digging. If the overseer's not willing to pay for a few guards, I doubt he'll give us the guild to open up a few new dig sites. You have friends in high places, I suppose you make a lot of them in your line of business, helping folk out as you do. Anyone I know? As it's the moneylender? I know him, if only by reputation, but what a reputation it is. Let's head over and ask if he can help. I guess we'll have to wait. Or is he upstairs? He's probably upstairs. Zimmy, it's so good to see you. Can I buy you a drink? You would prefer a mine. Well, that least I can do is hear you out. After all you did for me, your friend's downstairs, you say. Then what are we waiting for? Let's talk business. So, if I understand the situation correctly, Kana needs to mine fossilized beast bones, but our manager's too tight to foot the bill. Alright then, let's come and have a little talk with this overseer of yours. See if we can come to some arrangement. Right? You don't need to hear anything more. What more is there to hear? If Zedman vouches for you, that's good enough for me. I owe him a debt, and I mean to pay it. Besides, this proposal of yours sounds like it could be a benefit to the whole of the wilds. Thank you. In that case, let's head over to the springs right away. You too, Zedman. Just in time, once it's gone to fetch the overseer, he'll be out in a moment. Should I keep you all waiting, folks? I'm Twazinaza, the man in charge of ceruleum operations around these parts. I understand you have a proposition for me. Yes, sir, we do. It's about the beasts that have been prowling around the plants. And you're sure these stones really do ward the blue blob's way? How do we know this old legend of yours based anything on it isn't just idle talk? They do, sir. I'm sure of it. 3 of the things had me cornered till Kwame showed up holding one of those stones. They were afraid and not of her. There's no doubt in my mind that if we can mine more of this stuff and scatter it around the ceruleum works, just like her ancestors did with the Maw, we can keep the whole operation safe. If there are any operation left to keep safe, we're already in deep with the bank for the new rigs and the plant refit until production ramps up. Or am I going to get the guild to open up a whole new dig site? I believe that's where I come in. I'm sorry, you are? As a Tawaka moneylender by trade, working out of Hatsui. Your colleagues told me of the difficulties they've been having with these blue blobs. While they're only been sighted around springs thus far, I am of the firm belief that they could soon pose a threat to all Shaloni. After all, if these creatures are attracted to the scent of burning ceruleum, it isn't only your wells that are in danger. The station, too, could soon find itself under attack. Indeed, I confirmed with one of my clients who works for the railroad that creatures fitting the description gave him have been sighted along the tracks, so you see that I have a personal stake in this. I would be more than willing to lend you whatever funds you need to put your colleagues' plan into action, and on terms that won't interfere with the daily runnings of your company, naturally. Lest you forget, 2 of your workers have already been attacked. If ensuring the survival of your company is your primary concern, as I agree it must be, I urge you to act now. Please, sir, I don't want to lose my life or my job. How much do I pay you, Kwame? It clearly isn't anywhere near enough. I asked you to drive your wagon for us, and you come up with a plan to save the whole damn wilds. Offer accept. Let's get those bones out of the ground and keep our people safe. Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. But you're off porting duties. I'm putting you in charge of this project. Mr. Zakawa, if you wouldn't mind stepping inside the office a moment, we can discuss the terms of the loan. Looks like it's where we part ways. Farewell for now, my friend. This may go some way to repay the debt I owe you, but I still consider myself to be well and erased. If there's ever anything else I could do for you, you know where to find me. I should probably join them, but before I do, I want to thank you again. If it wasn't for you, none of this could have happened. There's still a lot of dangers out there in the wilds. Some we know about, a lot we don't. But bit by bit, we're overcoming the obstacles they throw up before us. And with a little help from folks like you, I know that one day we'll make this place where people can not just survive, but thrive. I'm so surprised they didn't make the wind-up garnet named Wind-Up Dagger instead. For those who've played Final Fantasy IX, you might know what I'm talking about. Thanks to the singing, there were no casualties to speak of, and Shaloni. That Zero were safe as well. At the very least, there was no sighting of soldiers there. What about the dome? Did you learn anything of note? It is composed of entirely high concentration of lightning energy. To even touch the barrier would prove fatal. When approaching it, we must exercise all caution. Then how are we supposed to get inside? If Zorolja and his army emerged from within, there ought to be an entrance. An entrance, you say? It so happens we might have an inkling where one is. These are the engineers of Dawntrail Railroad, which operates the train between Shaloni and Yetsurilin. When we went out to recover the train, we had ourselves a look at the dome through a telescope. It was then that we saw a large fortress-like structure that looks like it straddled the dome's edge. You're telling us part of it is inside and part of it outside. That seems to be the case, yes. While we only observed from afar, the soldiers were coming and going from it. From that, I say it serves as a passage between the outside world and whatever's inside. But as you expect, the area was heavily defended and won't be easy to get near. Do you know what became of the passengers who went to Yase? Walkamot's nursemaid was among them a woman named Namaka. What? I'm afraid not only those passengers who were headed back here are accounted for. I can say for a fact that everything was fine when we arrived in Yatsuoni. But when the big tremor struck not long after we left the station, I hit the emergency brakes and looked back. All I could see was the dome. What more, the fortress sits right on the tracks of all places. What are the odds of that, eh? So we rammed the train into it. Assuming this fortress serves as a means to pass through the dome, we should first determine how we're to reach it undetected. I don't care if we're detected, I say we smashed our way inside. Despite how it sounds, I actually gave this some thought. Zoralja wants me to prove that my father's worthy successor. If I fail, he'll destroy Terrell. By charging in head first, I make my intentions plain as day, and in so doing, keeps his eye on me. A bold strategy. I like it. Of course, your plan will be no good if you're cut down before reaching their base. What you need is something that get you there quickly and break through their defenses with a single decisive blow. And we have just that. Since the tracks go straight into the fortress, we can reinforce our train with armor, load her with all the fuel she carries, and send her hurling at it to explode on impact. Yeah, that'll work. Sheep, have you gone insane? No, that seems perfectly sane. We do this and we saved all Turiel. If we don't, you all die. You were just saying how really the train is one piece, and now you want to turn it into a bomb. The train's not important. Our dream was to have railroads running from coast to coast, remember? If these invaders have their way, there may not be any more railroads, let alone trains to run on them. Is that what you want? It's a sacrifice we have to make. These good folks are willing to put their lives on the line to get inside that dome and put a stop to all this. The least we can do is help them. But Chief, listen, no matter how hard things may get, no matter how many times we fall, we can always get back up. As long as we're alive, we can always build another train. So have faith and quit your complaining. But what if we fall or really hard? There's no getting back up if we're dead. No one's dying on this train. I'll see to it myself. Needless to say, this will be a one-way trip, and we'll need to jump off at the last moment if you don't want to go out in a blaze of glory. You alright with that? There's no changing her mind is there. Just promise me you'll be careful up there, honey. Seeing as I've never had a drink in my life, I certainly hope not. It'd be a lie to say the loss of the train won't concern me. But with good friends and my loving wife besides me, that's all I really need in the end. At least it'll go down as the legendary train that saved Terrell. That it will, but first we've got work to do, so she'll look the part. Don't know much about magic tech, but if there's anything I can do to help, you need but say the word. Well, keep that in mind. If any of you are willing and able to lend a hand, there's work that needs doing over at the storehouse. Remind me, which calamity was it that had lightning? It seems we have a path forward. I believe this is a good time for me to return to Dawntrail and inform Koana of the situation. I shall return as well. I have new investigations to pursue. The dome's elemental aspect is similar to that of the gate in the Golden City. If we can identify a connection, we may learn something of use in our fight. It's one mystery after the next, but at least we're not without clues. It may not be easy, but I know we can get through this together. Okay, Graha, if you're here, you're being the healer. Even only just having met them, I can see how important the train is to Walaka and the engineers. I won't let their sacrifice be for nothing. Let's just do a real check. Yep. Well, I have no objections to the plan itself. I have one concern. How can we be certain Zaralja will not strike Toriel in retaliation? I considered the possibility, but when my brother told me to come and prove myself, he meant it. He wants to show that his kingdom is superior to Toriel, and it'll give him no satisfaction to attack when he knows I'm not there. No, he'll be waiting inside the dome, waiting for us to challenge him, so he can crush us and prove his strength. Indeed, if anything, we're more likely to put Toriel in danger by not taking the fight to him. So, we indulge Zaralja, at least until Tuloriel has shored up its defenses. Right, we'll charge in from the front and keep his eyes on us. During which time, Koana find a way to fortify Toriel. If you believe this is the best course, then we shall trust in your judgment. I expect there will be no small amount of enemy resistance, but we will do all in our power to assist you. Thank you. Well, time is of the essence. Let's go and see what's left to be done for the train. Where to begin? Looks like work is getting underway. We'll finish it in no time at all. So what can we do to help? No need to hold back. As I understand it, the two of you met your fair share of craftsmen during the right succession. But you happen to know a few who be willing to come and help us complete modifications to the train. Of course. What sort of craftsmen did you have in mind? Let's see now. So it's keeping the train safe from enemy attacks. Even with you all aboard to fend them off, it'll be over an instant if they manage to get just one hit on the cerulean tanks. According to eyewitnesses, the soldiers use lightning-based weapons, so I like to install a grounding rods. Would you know? I happen to know a carpenter who can could handle that. Master Carpenter from Alcohano. If they be willing, we'd be glad to have them. No objections from me. Just be sure not to forget their traditional greeting. But we'll need more than just carpenter if we want this done in a timely fashion. We'll get a lot of equipment that needs moving. Heavy equipment. I don't suppose you know anyone up to the task. Would be perfect. We'd be hard pressed to find folks stronger than Huyo Yokoi, and I'm sure he'll be willing to help. You're friends with the Yokoi, I'll be damned. Will not want for strength with help like that. Like a trip with some powerful weaponry of its own. Like it's not. The soldiers will be riding their flying vessels. We need countermeasures to deal with them. That's true. I for one can't use magic, or am I handy with a firearm like my brother? Any ideas for ranged weaponry we can use? Install ballistas on the train, big ones. Ballistas, will they be powerful? It seems to me it'd take too long to reload between shots. There was some sort of ballista that could reload quickly, then that might work, but weapons aren't exactly my field of expertise. Perhaps I can be of assistance. The Crustorium employed etheric cannons for its defenses, and I see no reason why the design cannot be adapted for your train. While I did not conceive them myself, I know their design. It could be possible to build them here, provided we have the required materials and skilled smiths. And that sounds like something 14 could help with. What are the materials we need? The barrel can be fashioned from any metal so long as it's highly conductive to ether. To power the cannon, we will require fire aspected crystals of the highest purity. Fire crystals might be as the miners over at the springs get help with that. Then if I could leave the crystals and smiths in everyone's hands, I shall get started drawing up the schematics. Alright then, I'll secure us the smiths. In the meantime, could you deal with the materials? Shenza is in charge of our supplies, so it might be good to talk to him about it first. I think we're set for a plan. Thanks for the consultation. Now let's get this train dressed up and give her the proper farewell she deserves. That plan's coming together. To make good speed, I'm going to try and enlist some more help from among our friends back in Dawntrail. I'll leave the materials in your care. I think I saw Shenza over in the southeast. It's a shame Sid and his engineers aren't here to help. If they were here, I expect they'd turn it into a flying train. Turn it into Astro Train. Shinza has given me a list of materials. We'll see if they have everything they need. There should be enough lumber for the armor. What else do we need? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I do for you? Etheric cannons, interesting. I have an idea of where we can get the conductive metal, so I'll take care of it. I'm not sure about the fire crystals though. Might be best if you spoke directly with a miner. Can I leave that to you? Great. You're friends with Lati, aren't you? One of the best miners around. If anyone can get you the crystals you're after, it's her. It would probably be faster if I just mount over there because of the loading. Oh, Zedman, what brings you around these parts? The purest fire crystals, you say? I think I heard tell about them before, but what was that about? Now I remember, Kuru analyze. You can find them to the south of town. They actually ingest fire crystals and keep them in their gut, if you can believe it. If you want the purest crystals, though, you'll have to go after the oldest, toughest analyze. Nothing you can't handle, right? I'll show you where you can find some Dawns. Looking forward to seeing why Aaronville thinks so highly of you. Yeah, I think after this quest, maybe we'll have enough XP to level up to 100 and do the next role quest. There's quite a lot of fiery wildlife in these parts. We think it's due to the ceruleum, but no one can say for sure. Still, it's not often that you see the bigger dominating sorts, and that's what you need. What you'll have to do is hunt down a few of their kind, establish yourself as a threat that's known to draw out the leader. As the spirit, while you're on the hunt, I'll keep watch nearby to make sure no hapless travelers come stumbling in. Oh, these ones don't have swords. They're just punching us. Amazing you dealt with those beasts in no time at all. You need the crystals delivered to Shenza. I'll see what he gets it. Clear fire crystal. A fire crystal of the highest purity taken from the belly of a beast. These fire crystals are for the train, aren't they? Oh, I heard about your plans to enter the dome. I want to thank you for going to such lengths to stop these invaders. And though he'd grumble if he knew I was asking this, please take care of Elizabeth. Anyway, I best be on my way. And you as well, in case you're going to meet her. I saw Woklamot heading for the station. Because once we get flying, I'll be able to get this little area. We still got a bit to go. Shanza told me you got the crystals for him. Good work. I'll just return from looking for extra help. We'll see in a moment to answer this call. All will be in readiness for them when they arrive. Damn it, I'm idle for a moment and all I can think about is my home. Keep your chin up, Aaronville. We'll be on our way soon. And we'll find your mother. It'll be good to see her after all these years. There's so much I'd like to ask her about her time with Papa. And she'll talk your ear off. Once my mother starts, there's no stopping her. I wouldn't want it any other way. Alright, let's return to helping where we can. The real work begins when the extra hands arrive. Thanks for making the trek here. To be honest, I wasn't expecting so many of you. Since the attack on Dawntrail, I had been wondering if there was aught I could do to help. So when I heard about the upcoming operation from Valkoana, I leapt at the chance to do my part. Peace will be restored, and then we can all enjoy a nice cup of mezcal. This is our home, and we'll do whatever it takes to keep it safe. Well, I assist with the efforts here. High Luminary Guru Fulur does the same at the capital. I'm truly grateful. With all of us working together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. Let's get to it, my friends. Yes, let's get to it. I won't be surprised if this gets copyrighted. Alright, everyone, that'll do it. You're done your part. Leave it to us to finish mounting the armor and cannons and have yourselves a hard-earned rest. Thank you all again for answering the call. No need for thanks now. Whenever you need help, just give us a holler. Indeed, we must all do our part when our nation is imperiled. Here, we love Dawntrail, and we love you, Lamont. Love you all too. Your kindness and goodwill will not be in vain. This I promise. Thanks again for all your help. Wouldn't have been able to finish so quickly without you. Get on, rest up, friend. Won't be long before the train is ready. Yeah, I don't have enough. So probably after the dungeon we'll have that. Yeah, this is probably where we're gonna place the weird dummy thingies that they have in every expansion. Now, time to see how this mount is. I don't know what Final Fantasy this is from, but it makes me think of Final Fantasy V. That's probably because it's the only Final Fantasy which I've seen an airship like this in. I'm always a fan of Transformer. From here on out, we won't stop working until that train's ready. If you have any preparations, now would be a good time to see to them. The boarding call will come before you know it. I will sell meat while we wait, and bread, and fruits, but no vegetables.
Right, we're just about done with the modifications, but I have to stress that we cannot afford a test run.
It's fine. We understand and accept the risks. We have faith in you and your craft. I'm sure everything will go to plan. With all the hard work everyone's put in, it couldn't be otherwise.
Finished at last! Behold, the pinnacle of locomotive engineering, the Dawn Blazer.
Amazing!
I won't be surprised if it falls apart before we even get there.
Yep,
She's been fitted with wooden armor and a crystal grounding rod to mitigate the effects of lightning. Naturally, we had to overhaul the engine so it could handle the extra weight.
I also had her outfitted with etheric cannons, the better to contend with enemy forces. And as they're modeled upon those used at the Crystarium, I can attest to their potency.
So, what do you reckon? Given the tight turnaround, I'd say we did a damn good job. Glad she's to your liking. I hate to let go of such a beautiful piece of machinery, but I know you'll give her a proper send-off for us.
At the risk of spoiling the mood, we should probably get moving.
Yep, you won't get far if you let them pummel you from the air, but you'll be safe enough once you reach the tunnel.
In that case, I will conceal the train with a spell once everyone is on board. It should last long enough for us to reach the tunnel unnoticed.
Right. So everyone, are we ready?
We've done all we can. Rest is up to you.
I won't let you down. All aboard!
Graha, get in the tank. Get in the train. I'm going to duct tape you to the train.
At this speed, we should arrive at the dome in no time at all.
But not before we're spotted, I expect. Stay alert!
Here we go. Stand fast, everyone!
We need to get her some chains.
End of the line, everyone!
That was too close. Still alive, Erinville?
Mostly.
At last, the enemy stronghold. We should hurry before they can regroup.
Let's go and find out what's inside.
Kinda looks like they had mortars. Or at least some artillery. Yep, Alize, you ain't healing. I wonder how poorly this is going to go. During my track record of these dungeons I've been. I am perfectly safe standing here. See? Okay, boss. Luxo. Second boss. Still no gear for the caster. Hooray. I forgot, was there an amethyst weapon?
Just the beginning.
I remember sapphire, ruby, emerald. Finally. May not be much, but it's better than nothing. Oh, another goodie for us. There's a serious breach could be allowed, but it ends now. You redeem our honor with your lives. Is this like part one of the boss fight? Yeah, it was only part one. guess he only gets one extra life. Where did Aaronville go? Ah, we got some shoes. We got ourselves some sneakers.
What greeted us was not the home that I had left behind. There was no mistaking we had reached Yasulani, and yet it was wholly unlike my memories. The lands of my childhood had changed beyond imagining. To where had I returned? We tread on, the darkened skies above a mirror to my heart, clouded with fear and uncertainty.
How bizarre. This cannot be Yasulani, can it?
I was prepared for something strange, but this, it's almost another world. I don't understand. Learned it and summon Bahamut. It is possible to summon Solar Bahamut to fight at your side. Summoning Solar Bahamut grants you all that stuff. Enter Solar. Fourth, we'll tap into respective arcanum. Next to this accurate relevant to attunement, including the trance gauge. Shenstones and brilliant. Fire, level 86. I still wonder where we're getting Solar Bahamut from. Oh, black cream and chocolate. It doesn't make sense. That tower, was it always there? No, definitely not. Nor the wall over there. The material's not something we can use in Terrell. It's closer to what we saw at the Gate of the Golden City, or those mechanical soldiers. So massive structure could possibly have been built in so short a time. Then I'm inclined where we've been transported to another location, or perhaps we'll speculate will avail us not. We need to learn more before we can draw conclusions. Let's take a look around then. That does not look like an axe speak. Why didn't we just take the railroad tracks? Looks like a train station, doesn't it? That must be Solani Station, where the passengers disembarked. Then perhaps we find someone to talk to there. Let's go investigate. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So once we get to the Aetheryte, and I can make sure that I can teleport here, I'll call it an episode. Well, actually, I'll go do the blue quest, and then I'll call it an episode. You'll be pleased to know the Radiant Host were most helpful in finding a place fit for a duel. When I saw it, even I began to believe our encounter would be one of the songs. Speaking of which, it seems your name is on the lips of all and sundry. The people already consider you the true savior of Rusted Han and believe you will bring Rising the deceitful to justice. We apologize for putting so much weight on your shoulders, but something tells me you're used to it. The final showdown shall take place in the mountain pass leading to Kadiga, where great crystals will stand as witness to its conclusion. Suitably romantic and suitably isolated. The Great Host has spread word throughout Fafnir that a hero has arisen to challenge Verizian, and his pride will force him to answer. The entrance to the pass is at Giant Skull Grounds. Let's head there at once to await his arrival. Get this over with. Zoro has opened the way towards Katanga. I'm certain Verizian will arrive before long, and then we'll wipe that arrogant grin off his face. First, we should check out our gear and grind our loins for battle. Are you ready? There he is. Though the cracked peaks of Katanga, desolate winds blow over the fields of battle. Oh, what a fitting location to have chosen for the conclusion of this legendary rivalry. I was not to face you before. It envisions unsuited to a struggle between the titans. Now my patience has been rewarded, and my heart races in anticipation. I knew you would answer our challenge. You would never be able to stomach the people calling you a craven. Such boldness in the face of impending doom. Have you not realized by now that so long as I will the perch of the apex, I am invincible? We'll soon put that to the test. You rely too much upon stolen power, it deludes you. You claim to be a savior to the people, but that has been but they have seen through your lives. Even your own father can scarcely bear to look at you. You're nothing but a small man hiding within the hollow facade of a hero. And today we tear that facade down. Well, you may have the medal, but have you since to claim the mantle of hero, my mantle? I thought he was going to crush it in his hands. Time for words has passed. Follow my lead. You gonna OD on potions? Oh, did he die? He's out cold. Now to take back the treasure. But this can't happen. A hero never falls. I must retreat, yet tactical retreat, and noble retreat, so that the Justicator may live to save another day. I think it did that out of spite. I suppose the apex wasn't finished yet. And it seems that Virizium, his cowardly haste, neglected to look skywards. Was it an unfortunate accident? Or fate delivering his just desserts? Well, he's still alive. You just have to drag him back. Well, what's left, I should say. Claimed to be Rudstown's savior, yet he sowed only discontent among its people. Perhaps someday in a sunless jail will give him time to reflect upon the error of his ways. And now I finally recovered the perch of the apex. Thank you for coming this far with me, Zedman. The battle was hard fought, but we made it through. Virizion is the responsibility of the Radiant Host now. And now that I've done what I pledged to do, I must return home and bring the good tidings to my mother and father. Yet before doing so, there are many others I must thank. In the meantime, can I count on you to meet with my family at Dawntrail for one final farewell? My parents will surely be glad to see you again. I didn't expect to see you and Terrell again so soon as Pecky well. She really did it, and the man who stole our sacred treasure will answer for his deeds. Father and Mother, it's good to see you. I'm sure Zedman already told you what happened. I couldn't have retrieved our treasure without him. So we heard, yet Zedman also told us your wits and bravery were essential to your success. On behalf of our whole village, I thank you for guiding Tepeki in her quest, Edmund. Now the perch of the apex must be returned and put under careful guard once again. The story of the Dawntrail of Dawntrail demise proves that we are not meant to wield its power as our own. I'm sorry, Father, but I disagree. Once I return to the village, I want to tell everyone what happened in Thavnir. They need to know what the treasure is capable of, or else we risk forgetting once again. I won't deny that the Apex's power is dangerous. I saw with my own eyes what happened when it's wielded with abandon. Yet, during the course of our search, I also saw potential. If we fully understand how it works, we could use it without risk to ourselves or other people. We could turn something we once feared to our advantage, instead of letting it become obscured in legend. I can see the reason in that. We must be ever ready for danger. Even in times of peace, should our safety be threatened, the treasure may grant us a means to protect ourselves. But can we be trusted to use it responsibly? Great power breeds great desire. Someone with the same ambition as Verizon may arise again, perhaps we from among our own. I just say that once I've regaled them with the rise and fall of the Justicator, they'll think twice before following in his misguided footsteps. As our forebears relied on the legend of the Dawntrail of Dawntrail's fate to forbid the treasure's use, we can rely on the story of Verizon's fate to urge caution, and this time we have someone who lived through it to tell the tale. Of course, if I'm going to be guiding people in safe use of the potential dangerous treasure, I see no choice but to inherit my father's position as its guardian. Some may raise their eyebrows as protests of loose-lipped Tepeki serving as the perch of the Apex's protector, but I've grown from my mistakes. And who better to tell the tale of Resin's and Tepeki's failures? Unlike your only mistake was in trusting Resin, and the same as I and many others, but unlike him, you have the willpower to overcome your own failings. Over the course of your long and arduous journey, you gained a wealth of experience, and your efforts have finally been rewarded. You took responsibility for your actions, and so doing proved your conviction to our people. They shall listen to this proposition with open minds, I am certain. Now we must say farewell. As much as it pains me to do so, I owe you a debt I could never hope to repay. Once I return to the village, I'll do my utmost to protect the treasure we worked so hard to retrieve. Until next we meet, may fortune smile upon you. And that's one of many done. Reach for the apex. Nope, no title. Oh. I'll see you all in the next.